Hush, little baby, don't you fear? We're never alone when Allah's so near. Hush, little baby, breathing so calm. He'll protect us all and keep us from harm. Hush, little baby, still and serene. You are a Muslim, Islam's your deen. Hush, little baby, pure and small.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. This is a new episode under the same title, Do Our Teachers Teach Effectively? In the previous episode, our brother Abdul Rahman made a wonderful presentation summing up the whole things that I'm quite sure that he worked with other trainees as well, but he's the one who presented it. He summed up the whole 10 things that we learned how to make a classroom effective. And he put it in a form that's called
the fishbone model.
The fishbone model. I like that, and I will benefit. Would you allow me to borrow the same model?
Of course.
Okay.
It would be a pleasure.
Thank you. I think he did a good job, but we need to give him some tips. And I think that if I were him, I would have used more professional language that's used among us, so that, for example, challenging, differentiation, he did some of them, but within the sub-items, I think he needs to refine them. I hope, inshallah, he benefits from this, inshallah. Would you like to add, to give him some tips? Yes, please.
Alhamdulillah, he did a very good job.
MashaAllah.
But he could have added few examples
Examples,
when he's explaining
examples
the
of
point.
each, yes. Not for the people who attended, but at least for the audience who missed some of the previous episodes. This is good. What else? What would advise?
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Abdul Rahman. It was a very good presentation. While preparing the graph or graphics, I would suggest you could have used certain colors to
Different
highlight
colors.
the topics and the subtopics. So separate colors for the topics, separate colors for the subtopics, so that when people would be visualizing it on the screen, it becomes easy for them to coordinate with what you are speaking, to synchronize what we are speaking and where we have to focus on.
Okay, using the color code. What's your opinion about that, if you have?
That's a very valid and very good suggestion, Brother Nisar. And we would really like to see a more colorful fish on the board.
Anyway, Jazakallah khair, Abdul Rahman. Thank you, inshallah. Hope to see you next, inshallah, making other presentations as well. And by the end of today, remember, we're going to add other elements here. And this requires modification. You will add something to the fish. Keep the model as is, but add something to it. I know that it's very complicated, but you can make it different levels. Don't show all the elements together. Show some of them, and then another slide, you show a group of factors. You see what I'm saying? Because showing 15 or 20 elements together in the fish, it will make the screen very crowded. Okay? Jazakallah khairan, but it's continue using the model. Now I want anybody else to share what he or she have. Do you have anybody who wants to share?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
In order to make the teachers effective in their teaching, we need to incorporate some points and that we've learned in these days.
Good.
Inshallah, I would highlight on these points. And this is a message for the teachers around the world that if you incorporate these points or have a combination of these in your classes, definitely you will have smiling faces of your students around you.
Okay. Allow me to come closer to the screen so that I would see it very well. Okay, go ahead.
The first point that I would like to highlight is interactivity.
Interactivity on the top here.
Yes.
Good.
Interactivity is very important because if you want all the children to have concentration in your class, to listen, to understand, and to participate actively.
Okay.
After that, I would not go in a order. I would just pick up points and elaborate on them.
Okay, so they are not putting them in hierarchy.
No.
Okay, good.
I have a purpose which I would highlight later.
That's good.
Because of interactivity, you can engage all the students. So there's a point which is talking about engaging all the students.
Engaging all students here.
Yes.
The bottom part on the left.
Yes.
Yes, good.
So if you have a balance between having individual work in the class, giving individual tasks, or also taking in group work. This will help to engage all the students of your class.
Okay, good. So there is a link between interactivity, engaging all students, and balancing the nature of the work. Wonderful. Good.
This distributive focus.
Distributive focus, yes.
Distributive focus actually means that you concentrate on three most important aspects, that is knowledge, concepts, and skills.
Are you saying if the teacher focuses only on knowledge, this wouldn't be an effective class? Is that what I understand from you?
Yes,
Why?
because if you keep on giving knowledge and information, bombarding the child, it becomes a very monotonous class. If you have a variation in what you're concentrating also in the class, it will definitely make a class which is lively, wherein the environment is different.
Yes, but I think also every subject does not have knowledge only, it has concepts. So if you don't understand the main concepts in any subject, the students will be very weak. And also each subject has skills which are different from other subjects. So if we focus on one aspect, which is knowledge, yes, and we ignore the other aspects, the students will become very weak students, right? And we gave some examples yesterday about tafsir, for example. Most of Quran falls into the area of not just knowledge, in the area of concepts. Perhaps 60 or 70% of the Quran is concept, because we need to understand the meaning of it. Good? Jazakallahu khairan.
Now, to have a distributive focus, you definitely would incorporate different teaching methods which will help your class to be creative. And to incorporate different teaching methods, you need resources.
Yeah, before you step into resources, when you said that you incorporate different methods of teaching to address this, why? Because knowledge is not taught in the same way that skills are taught. And the same thing, concepts are not taught by the same way that knowledge is taught. So that's why we make this variety for this reason, to address all these focuses, and at the same time to address the needs of the students, because students as human beings learn differently. So they have different learning styles. Okay, before that, and then after that?
Yes, when you have different teaching methods, you
Yes.
require effective use of resources.
Jamil.
Resources, if you go to see, there are innumerable resources available in the market,
Wonderful, yes.
and you need to pick up the best ones according to your class, according to the standards you've raised in your class. And then we would go upon to individual difference.
Can you give us an example of a resource that a lot of people don't use? If you can think of any example that people don't use frequently?
Technology, that would be internet or a smart board.
Okay, smart board. Okay,
It could also having a desktop in class, which
Good.
would really help and make the class very interactive.
Jamil. Okay, this is an example. The presentation that you are making now, it's more informative because of the use of technology. Right. Good, continue.
Nevertheless, we need not forget that we have individual differences in class that every teacher needs to cater. And it's very important that the lesson plan should have this individual differences, wherein the children are divided into high achievers, low achievers, and the average students, so that the different teaching methods can cater to all the types of learners.
And the most important element here is to address all of them. You see what I'm saying? So differentiation here is that don't deal with the class as if it is one level only. Minimum is 2 levels, if not 3 levels. So we have the high achievers, we have the low achievers, and we have the middle students in the middle. Okay, so we need to address all of them, and this means a lot of work from the side of the teacher, a lot of preparation, because the task you are going to give to this group of students is different from the task that you are going to give to another group. Good?
Inshallah, most of the teachers will able to highlight on all these aspects, but I have left out 3 of them, that is high expectation, questioning strategies, and links.
Okay.
When any teacher can incorporate, these teachers are raising standards of their classes.
Okay.
I feel so because questioning strategies are not that easy, And you need to be really creative and innovative to come up with open-ended and close-ended questions. And when I come up with open-ended questions, which will be catering to the level of the students as well, that will also help me to reach the high expectations that I have laid down. And incorporating links between the subjects is also not easy. There are co-curricular links, there are links between the subjects, there are links between current affairs. These three things will enhance a teacher's teaching methods.
MashaAllah. Jazakallah khairan. This is wonderful. Let's take a break, and after that, inshallah, we'll continue our discussion. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Little baby breathing so calm.
Let's come under the shade of the scholars.
So the issue is a problem of knowledge.
Asim Al-Hakim.
Why do people do bid'ah?
Imam Malik said, whoever claims there is a good innovation in the deen,
Salim Al-Amri.
he is accusing that Prophet Muhammad did not convey the message.
Dr. Mamdouh Muhammad.
If you know that the Prophet ﷺ did something and I do something else, you have to follow the Prophet ﷺ. Don't follow me.
Abdul Rahim McCarthy.
But if each one believes his goal is to please Allah, to follow the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Abdul Rahim Green.
I think this really is to do with your internal state.
Where does the Quran and Sunnah point to?
Muhammad Al-Sharif.
We have to follow what Allah and His Messenger said.
Let's imbibe from these scholars the fruitful solutions for the problems of the world.
Which one we would take and which one we would leave?
Question to every Muslim.
In the shade of the scholars. Every Wednesday and Saturday at 6 p.m. and repeat telecast at 5:30 a.m. India on Peace TV.
Where truth is hidden and misleading quotations create confusion. Where truth is hidden, lack of knowledge and wisdom cause upheaval and commotion. Where truth is hidden, manipulated scriptures and twisted facts emerge. This very hidden truth creates false propaganda, mayhem, chaos, disorder, and turmoil in our lives and the world order. But is there anyone with courage and wisdom? What is the truth, and who has the courage to expose it? Because it's the right to know the truth.
Watch Truth Prevail and Lies Perish in Truth Exposed by Dr. Zakir Naik every Sunday to Friday at 9 p.m. and repeat telecast at 7:30 a.m. India on Peace TV.
Little baby breathing so calm.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back. We are going to continue our discussion. We were talking about the model that the sister presented, explaining all the factors that we studied about how to make our teachers teach effectively. In fact, it's the same topic. They presented the same topic. But as you have seen, all right, they have done a wonderful job. Each one of them used a different model, a model of a flower, if we can use it, and a model of the fish, or a fish bone model. However, the same topic but presented differently. And this is really we need to encourage among our students, because it's the same, but why is this? Some people may tend to like this model of the fish. The others may learn better when it is related to flowers. You see what I'm saying? The more variety we have from the presentation of the students, that's good. And also tells you that we don't think in the same way. In the way he approached it, close to a very systematic thing. She didn't present it systematically. She moved from top to bottom and tried to find another way of linking them, which is another creative thing. All of us need to think in this way. Thank you again, sister, for this work. If you need to tell her how to improve this presentation, what would you say? Yes. Abdul Rahman?
Alhamdulillah, it was a very good presentation. There was, and I really liked the model used, wherein it really highlights the interlinking between the various concepts in this model. But I have a suggestion, because I saw in the model, it's you have interactivity interlinked with high expectations. Now, yes, of course, it is interlinked, but it would be better if the one interactivity could be interlinked with engaging all of the students, or the whole essence of what I'm trying to put forward is that the concepts which interlink the most should be put next to each other. That put forward the
Abdurrahman,
point.
I think when she began with interactivity, she linked it with engaging all students.
Yes.
And she linked it with balancing team and individual work.
Yes.
And I see a clear link between the three. Do you agree to that?
There is a link in the concept. I'm saying in the diagram, if those two links were placed next to each other, it would be more clearer to the audience or the one viewing the diagram.
Sister, would you like to talk on
Yes,
this?
I think a teacher should be well equipped, and so I have a backup which show the clear links as what brother is saying.
Okay.
The next slide, which talks about only what I had interlinked, which is there, and interrelated concepts.
Okay. I'd like to focus